What's up, guys? Welcome back to GoHamDiscGolf. I'm Big John, and today I'm going to bring you another beginner tip. I haven't done one of these in a little bit. I want to start getting into them more. So here we go, guys. This is going to be how to choose discs if you're a beginner. You know, what kind of stuff should you be looking at? What kind of stuff should you be throwing? And what kind of stuff should you stay away from, especially when you're really new to the sport? A lot of guys, a lot of girls, they start playing disc golf and they think, you know, I want to throw really far, so I should probably get a really nasty looking disc with a really sharp rim that's really fast and all that stuff. And they end up getting something like a nuke, something like this. Or they go out and they get a boss, or sometimes a destroyer can be a little too fast. But they go out and they find a really sharp, really flat, really fast disc. And that isn't necessarily a good thing. This isn't really what you're going to be looking for, because it takes a lot of arm speed, a lot of control to throw these things perfectly. So my suggestion is stay away from these fast, wide rim drivers, alright? They're not a good thing until you're ready for them. So, what should you look to pick up? Well, first off, in my opinion, every player should have a putter, especially when starting out. And putters become more and more versatile and useful the longer you play. My putter of choice is a soft magnet from Discraft. Alright, I love this disc and I can use it for a lot of different things, not just putting. So if you're new to the sport, get yourself a putter. I would suggest an AVR P&A just because it's so user friendly. It's great for beginner players and it fits into the hand really well. And you can base that disc on your future putters of how they feel and how they fly. So definitely get yourself a putter. It'll come in handy. It's not just for putting. You can use it from far away from the basket, and a lot of times you can use it off of the tee with a lot of good results out of that. My next suggestion is to get a mid-range. One mid-range that I love to throw is the Buzz from Discraft. This is an ESP Buzz from Discraft. The reason for getting a mid-range is because just like a putter, they're very versatile. You can throw these very far. It's very easy to control the flight with them, and you don't have to fight too much of the disc to get it to do what you want it to do. If you don't have that much arm speed, you don't have that much, flicking your wrist, you don't have a perfect run up or throw yet, a Buzz can still work for you really well. But the good thing about it is that it's going to teach you how to throw really well. A Buzz is not your only option here. You can go with a rock. A lot of people love the rock from Innova, but just find yourself a good mid-range. A putter and a mid-range can take you very, very far. Once you get those two down, then you can start expanding into faster discs, drivers, that kind of stuff. When you graduate from a putter and a mid-range, my suggestion then is to go on to a fairway driver, much like the Volt or a T-Bird from Innova, sometimes even a Stalker from Discraft. Fairway drivers, they are fast discs. You can throw them very far, but they don't require as much arm speed as the bigger drivers do, like the Nuke that I showed you. Now, you might be thinking, how do I get a hold of this stuff? Where can I get it from? How do I know it's the right thing? Well, a lot of guys out there were kind of stuck to going to places like Dick's Sporting Goods, Dunhams Academy, that kind of stuff. These places, most of them carry Innova and some of them carry Discraft stuff. If you head over there, check out the putters, the AVR. I guarantee you, if a place carries Innova, it's going to have AVRs. Check them out. They're really good putters. They can do a lot of good for you. A lot of these places will also have the rock. A rock is a very, very good disc to start out with. I definitely recommend it. It will do exactly what you tell it to, and like I said, it will teach you how to throw better. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is plastic. A lot of people, when they first come into disc golf, they're not sure what the differences are between the different types of plastic. So you really have two choices when you pick out your first discs, and that's going to be between baseline plastic and premium blend plastic. Now, your baseline plastic is good because you can pick up a disc, it's fairly cheap. If it ends up not throwing or not flying the way you like, it's easy to replace. You didn't spend that much money on it in the first place. Now, the downside to that is that if you start hitting a lot of trees and you play with it for a long time, it will start to get chunks taken out of it. You run the risk of actually breaking the disc or bending it in half and it won't go back to its original shape. These baseline plastics like DX, Pro D, all that kind of stuff, they don't hold up very well. You're not going to get a long life out of them, and they won't keep the same flight path the longer you keep them. Now, on the other hand, you have the option of going with premium blend plastics like ESP from Discraft, also Elite Z or Champion and Star from Innova. The good thing about these is that they will keep their same flight path for a very long time. Also, you can hit these into a tree all day long and you probably won't see too much wear out of them. They last a long time. But on the other side of it, they're more expensive than the baseline plastics. So if you're going to get Champion, think about that. If you're going to get premium blend plastics. Think about the added price tag, but what you're getting out of it. So, just to do a little recap, guys, my suggestion to people who are just getting into disc golf and aren't sure what kind of disc to pick up: don't worry about these mean looking wide rim fast drivers that everybody tells you should have. Don't worry about them yet. Work up to that. Graduate into the fast wide rim drivers. Start off with a putter and a mid-range. Go next into fairway drivers like a Volt or a T-Bird or a River, something like that, and then you'll get to where you want to be. But that's my suggestions on discs that work well for beginners. Make sure you don't jump too far ahead of the pack too soon. If you jump into one of these wide rim drivers and it's not doing what you tell it to do, you might get discouraged. So start off in a good place and get to where you want to be. But that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If I missed anything, please let me know. Don't forget to go ham.